I just shared it, you pumpkin. Wait, maybe I didn't.
I'm dying.
Got the Rona?
I think I might.
Go ahead.
Hi, Andrew.
Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
Andrew, you have a young woman talking to you.
It's another week, everybody. Another week in quarantine. Welcome to the show. It's 9 o'clock. Going to get started here in just a minute. This part of the show brought to you in part by Get Fit Nutrition in Maumee. Get your fit on. Twice But Nice resale shop. That's where we buy all the baby's clothes at Twice But Nice retail shop. They are amazing. Check them out. Also, DMX Lawn and Landscape. Sugar, what do they do?
Y'all gonna make me mow your lawn. Up in here, up in here.
Here we go.
And now, our feature presentation.
This is Ed McMahon. And now, here's Andrew.
Andrew Z. I love that Andrew Z. I said Andrew Z. In the morning, it's time to wake up. Andrew Z. In the morning, yeah.
Come on! What's up, everybody? Welcome to Monday. It is April 27th, 2020, in the year of our Lord. Quarantine day number 942. Welcome to the show, everybody. We got Chris Tiefel up at the top. On the other side, Sugar Vermont. Sugar. Holly Rupert, our producer, down at the bottom. Jake Dickey right under my fat ass.
Center block, baby, center block.
Denny Crumb next to him. And Southside Gina, let's do it.
Andrew Z in the morning.
Woo! Hello.
Oh, woo!
What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, let's start with some television stuff. Get that out of the way. Anyone watch anything good lately? We watched over the weekend. We haven't finished this one, but we love it. And Gina, your kids, you need to watch this with them. And it is called Self-Made, and it's a show. It's a limited series. So I think once it's 4 episodes. I think once it's gone, we're not to the end, so we don't know. But it's about this woman. It's a true story of a woman named Madam CJ from like 100 years ago, and she was the first American woman self-made millionaire. And imagine how hard it was to be a woman running a business 100-something years ago. And on top of that, she was African American. And she started this hair care products business, and she just did all the sales. She was a beast, and she wouldn't let any man tell her no. And she told her husband, "This is my company." And it really was unpopular back then, and she killed it. And it's an awesome show. And anyone that's got girls should be watching that. It's called.
While you were
Handmade.
telling me that, I had to mute because Bella's sitting here with me, telling me all about her. She already knows all about this woman. She told me, "Bella, come up here and say hi."
Hi,
See,
Bella.
I have so much. This is my beautiful baby right here.
Aw,
Hi,
Bella.
Pumpkin.
Andrew, she wanted to say something to you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hi, Uncle Grandpa.
Uncle Grandpa. That's not funny.
He's their Uncle Grandpa is what my kids call him.
That is so West Virginia.
Right?
I don't know why they started calling him that a long time ago, and they've called him that ever since.
All right,
Isn't it a cartoon character?
I have no idea.
One last thing. This is produced by LeBron James, and it's a great show. You guys check it out. Go ahead, Denny.
Well, we're talking about things that we've watched over the weekend. I watched episodes 3 and 4 of The Last Dance came on last night, and I realized like how spoiled Netflix and Hulu has gotten me because because they aired episode 3, and then I know episode 4 is coming on right after that.
Uh-huh.
So as the credits start for episode 3, I reach for my remote to hit the watch next episode now button, and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm watching this on regular TV, and then like when episode 4 ended, I'm like, well, there's 6 more episodes of this that I can't watch right now, and I'm pissed off about it.
Denny, in the old days, or go ahead, Jake. What were you gonna say?
So that series has got me so nostalgic.
Oh, it's amazing
about the 90s. Oh my God, man! Life was so much better in the 90s, and so was the NBA. The NBA was so much better back then.
Yeah, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman. Oh, I mean, the bad boys of the Pistons. I mean, it was just
Purple and teal.
You
guys don't remember everything was purple and teal for like a year?
No, I don't. In the 90s?
Screw you all. Yeah.
Screw you all.
That was a thing.
Yeah, I know we're supposed to appreciate it today, but like I'm over it already.
Was that the Hornet stuff, Tiefel? Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's just that.
In general.
You saw. I mean, there were shirts, there were jogging suits, and all there for like 6 months at least. There was a time when everything coming out was like purple and teal.
Like you know anything about jogging suits now or in the 90s? Shut up.
I didn't get fat till I moved to Ohio. Thank you very much.
Go ahead,
I've seen pictures of you your senior year. You were fat.
I was not fat. I was chubby.
Savage.
It was chubby.
Gina, you're savage.
Go ahead, Denny.
Oh well, the one of the craziest things that I took from The Last Dance was that it kind of seems like the plot of The Hangover was loosely based on the time that Dennis Rodman went to Las Vegas, and Michael Jordan had to like go around Las Vegas and look for him. And Carmen Electra was like naked behind a couch when Michael Jordan comes in to pull Dennis Rodman back to the team. I mean, this show is
funny.
wild.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
It is wild.
Well, but here's the thing. Going back to what you were saying, Danny, it's funny because in the old days we had to watch shows live and we had to catch it. Like we couldn't. There was no on demand. Or the first thing came along was the tape, the VCR tape, and you'd put it in. And
Oh my God, yes.
I mean, imagine like
Nowadays-
especially like cinematic TV, like missing a sitcom really isn't that big of a deal. But like imagine missing an episode of Breaking Bad and then coming back like, how did that guy die? Like
I know it's crazy how far we're watching TV on our phones. How crazy is that? Anywhere we want. I mean,
I don't miss an episode at work.
It's
like
it's crazy. Go ahead, Sugar.
I was like obsessive compulsive about my shows when I was little. Like if I missed my Star
We
Trek
all
Deep
were, I
Space
think.
Nine, it was over.
Yeah.
It was over.
I think we all were like that. Go ahead, Holly.
Well, my nephew this year for Christmas got a 40-inch TV for his bedroom. I said, do you want to know how big my first TV was? It was a 13-inch and it had the VCR in it, so I was hooked up. It was like, 40 inches, that's small. I need a bigger one for my room.
I know, it's crazy.
40-inch TVs do look ridiculously small now.
I know, it's crazy how far this stuff has come. Go ahead, Gina.
I remember when my dad had this show that he watched. It was called, it was a Vietnam show. Damn, I can't remember. Oh, no, I don't remember what it was called. But anyways, it had like Paint It Black was the theme song.
Uh-huh.
And so we would have to sit at the VCR and you hear the first drum beat that you heard from Paint It Black, you'd have to hurry up and hit record to record it so we could have the whole series.
Yeah.
And if we missed that first drum beat, like we ruined everything. We ruined his whole life for missing that first drum beat on this series.
I remember my stepbrothers had this Rolling Stones concert they watched all the time, and I taped a Dodger game over their tape because I was just so tired of seeing this goddamn concert day after
It's
day.
the meanest
after
thing
day.
ever.
It's not like it was a wedding video.
Go ahead,
That
Sugar.
would be worse.
No, I also, when I grew up a little after the Star Trek, I would record Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman.
Yes,
Lois and
good.
Clark was good.
It was.
It was amazing, but I was recording it so that I could fast forward and rewind Dean Cain and spandex.
that was back.
It
when-
was.
That was
Oh my God! Yeah, that's how I was.
That was back when
learning.
that's when
learning.
That's when superheroes were fun. They've gotten so dark now. It's not even fun to watch anymore. Like in the old days, like I've been so turned off by these stupid superhero movies because everything has to be just dark and it's all.
Are you
it's all
disrespecting the
dude-based.
Marvel Cinematic Universe right here in front of
What
me?
you're not gonna do?
It's the worst. Tiefel, go ahead.
Worst.
I don't know. Can we take a second to talk about Dean Cain? Because
Can
it
we
seems like
please?
the
God
only
bless.
time
Can
that
we
I
not
see him
in 2020?
No, the only time that I see him nowadays, it's like weird. His career's taken this weird trajectory where the only time I see him now is when he's the bad guy. Like if I'm sitting there and I'm watching a show and I'm going, I wonder who the villain's going to be, and I'm like, oh look, Dean Cain's in it.
I know he's even he's on Lifetime stuff too, and he's the villain. I'm like, this was the ultimate superhero. Like he was crime fighter. Go ahead, Jake.
How much did you love Batman from the 60s then?
I loved it. Oh my god.
Oh my God!
Are you
I loved
kidding?
that too. On like the Nick at Night, it was so good.
Even though it was so campy?
I loved
I
it.
loved it.
Danny,
And they,
go ahead.
what I is they knew they were campy and they just played
they-
right into it.
exactly. Go ahead, Danny.
Well, I'm just gonna. I can't believe you don't like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Is like it's 24 movies all intertwined, telling one major story. It's the greatest cinematic achievement of all time.
Look, man. Here's the thing. I grew up with a mother, just a mom, right? There was no father figure. So
We're going back to the beginning.
yeah, I'm gonna lay down. But my point is, I grew up. My movies, they have to have some sort of realistic feel to them. Like these movies where things are blowing up and people are in car crashes, their cars turning sideways and all that bullshit. I just can't. I can't.
Are you suggesting that Iron Man can't happen?
Yeah, it's just all stupid. I can't watch stupid movies. It's got to be, you have to have some. It's got to be believable, or it's got to be based on a true story. Those are the only ones that I'm going to invest any time into. That fantasy crap that you guys watch is just the dudes watch is just the dumbest stuff I've. So it's such a waste of time. Go ahead, Sugar.
First of all, I am shocked and appalled at you.
I know.
Like, I am exactly the opposite. I need sci-fi fantasy. Get me out of this crazy freaking world. Take me to Gondor with the ring, so I can bang out Legolas behind the bushes.
Go ahead, Dickie.
So I'm going to dispel your theory here. Do you love the movie E.T.?
Of course.
All right, then I rest my case.
Well, according to the news today, that can actually happen.
Go ahead, Holly.
Georgia said, "How dare you disrespect Marvel and DC?" But I will have to admit, I'm a horrible wife because my wife is so behind on those movies because I won't watch them.
I know, it's just dumb. Go ahead, Tiefel.
First,
Watch your mouth.
First, you can go ahead and disrespect DC all you want. I don't care. But what's not realistic about a purple space monster collecting space gems and then fighting a bunch of unrealistically rich cosplayers? I mean, I don't
know what
understand.
you're talking about. All right.
What are you talking
Because
about?
you haven't watched the damn movies.
No, I haven't. Okay. So here's
then you can't judge.
So here's the other thing we watched. We started to watch a movie called Extraction, and it was who's in that? Does anyone? Someone knows who's in it?
It was
right?
Chris Hemsworth.
It was
Hemsworth.
Thor.
Daddy.
It was Thor from Marvel.
Yes!
Yeah. So it's a movie. It was the number one movie of the weekend, number one on Netflix, and basically it's two drug lords fighting each other, and then then they call Chris Hemsworth in to get this kid. We watched the first number one movie in the country. We watched the first 25 minutes, and there was so much violence for no reason. And we tapped out at 25 minutes. It was a 2-hour movie when they threw this kid off the roof for no reason. This like 12-year-old kid. This dude just picked him up and just threw him off the roof. And I'm like,
no,
God,
it wasn't for no reason.
What did he say?
Spoiler.
What did he say to deserve it? What did the kid say?
Well, look here. First of all, I just want to clarify. I'm not condoning throwing kids off the roof.
You just did.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that the guy had a reason. It wasn't a good reason because one of those kids had stolen from the cartel.
Oh, then he got to go off the roof.
No,
make an exception one time, and then you can't throw anybody else off the roof.
Exactly.
Yeah. So at that point, we were like, oh my God, my mom's face is in her pillow and Colleen's face is covered, and we had to turn it off at that point. But it
was a good movie.
So here's the question that I have. So the kid they threw off the roof was the kid they caught stealing, right?
One of the kids spoke up and was like,
right,
yeah, it was the kid you just threw off. He was the one who touched it.
They're like, all right, which one was caught stealing? No one would say. They threw the one kid off, and then the smart kid was like, it's the dude you threw off the roof, so you're good.
Yeah, you got him.
You got him. We'll see you guys later. So the dude that spoke up, so now he has to go in front of the drug lord, and the drug lord says, "Look, so we threw the man off the roof. You came forward, so we couldn't cut his fingers off. So you need to cut 2 of your own fingers off."
Well, because the drug lord kind of saw through it. He was like, "This guy's obviously just this kid is a smart kid for saying it. So let's see how smart he really is."
So he made this kid cut 2 of his own fingers off.
No, you must have stopped watching at that point.
I did.
Because the kid didn't actually cut his fingers off.
Okay, so I guess what I want to go around the room and ask you guys is, if you had to cut 2 fingers off, which ones would they be and why? Gina, go ahead.
That's hard.
See.
Well, first, okay, wait. Before I answer the finger question, first let me say hi to Nick in Arizona because we have a listener in Arizona. So everybody say hi to Nick.
Awesome.
Hi, Nick.
Super cool.
My niece Amber is watching too, so I want to say hi to her. Okay, so if I had to pick fingers to get cut off,
let me the thought process. Do you want to take them just from the left hand, so you have the right? Do you want to take one from each, so you're balanced out? What fingers do you take, and what's your reasoning? Go ahead, Gina. You start.
So I think I'm going to balance, and I'm going to go ring fingers because Dubs and I are never getting married, so I don't need them. And I won't get rid of my middle fingers because I use those. Like that's like I feel like you need to grip. You need pinky and thumb, right? Because how else you're going to hold like your beer cans or how you're going to hold things.
Yeah.
How else are you going to show you're fancy?
Yeah,
Well,
I know.
You know, when you're
I guess you could use your ring, but I still think I would go with the ring.
Okay.
And then in the index, you need those. But I feel like the middle finger is super important.
Well, I think we all know how important the opposable thumbs. I don't know what would cut a
Yeah,
thumb off, right?
yeah.
Those are. I mean, that's the difference between us. That's the only thing that makes us not apes is the opposable thumbs. I think, right?
Well,
Your
our
ape-
brains
apes-
too, but
Or-
Also,
Apes have
the
thumbs.
creation of tools.
for most of us.
Apes have thumbs. What are you talking about right now?
opposable thumbs.
Yeah, they have those. Primates have opposable thumbs.
I don't.
No,
think
they don't.
do.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, all
Now
right.
The
I'm going to
oppos-
go Google an
No, the
ape.
opposable thumb is what separates us.
That's what I just said.
Raccoons do. They do.
Raccoons. All right. Anyone else
They
want to
do.
jump in? What
You
finger?
can see like a
Apes
raccoon
have
has, like a
Apes
Dorito
do
and
have
eat it.
opposable thumbs, you guys.
All right. Look it up. Go ahead.
As do
I just
raccoons.
did.
Okay, Denny, go ahead. What fingers would you take off and why?
On my left hand, I'm going pinky and ring.
Pinky and ring. Oh my
I
god,
mean,
dude! You're only gonna go 3. You're gonna go claw.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the claw on the left hand. That way, I have full use of my right hand because that's important for obvious reasons.
Please. Denny's lying. He's going like this.
He's keeping the shocker going, baby.
Anyone else want to jump in with what fingers you cut off?
I'm going like this.
Who, you Spider-Man?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
Disgusting.
Spider-Man all the time.
But if you lose those fingers, you can't hit the web shooter.
You'd have to get an automated. web shooter.
I'm crappy version of Spider-Man where it grows in my wrist.
Tobey Maguire.
Now that's funny. Even I think that's funny. All right. So let's do this. We want to do a Tiefel has a tirade. He's already jumping up and down about Marvel and DC, but it's time.
Don't get me started on that.
We haven't had a Tiefel tirade in a while. So, ladies and gentlemen, as he puts on his tie, it's our next Tiefel's tirade. What is the subject for today, Tiefel, as you put your tie on?
I'm like Mr. Rogers up in this piece.
Exactly like him. It's
Never
uncanny.
seen a full-size tie look that small around your
You're so
I didn't say I was good
it
at
looks
it.
like a kitty tie around your giant neck.
Oh my god, I can't. Oh god. All right, go ahead. Let's see a Tiefel. Go ahead with your Tiefel tirade.
All right, so I've been watching these Liberate protests, or as I like to call them, Ted Nugent's fan club. And I wanted to address some of the recurring types of signs that I've been seeing. So one being my body, my choice to work. So I'm not even going to address the obvious my body, my choice argument, except to say that now you have accepted it as a valid argument, so you don't get to dictate where it's applicable anymore. Welcome to Lawyerdville. Population, you dumbasses. And I'm pretty sure, I'm not an expert in it, but I'm pretty sure that it's up to your boss whether or not you work. All right. It's not like you just showed up to the office one day and went, you know what? My body, my choice to work here, and just sat down at a computer. No. Okay.
So it's not your choice. A good point.
I don't know.
Like, I feel like those people don't actually sit at a computer at all.
Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe try it. I hear employers like Moxie. Let's see how it works out for it. Okay. The constant don't tread on me usage on there. Hey, you know what? I get it. You don't want people to be all up on you. I get it. But luckily, your tyrannical government has put social distancing requirements in place to prevent just such a thing from happening to you. Maybe send them a sheet cake. I don't know.
Go ahead, Dan.
All right.
Chris, real quick before we go further, I just need to know: is Michael J. Fox your cameraman? Why are you shaking so much?
I'm not shaking. My desk is shaking because it's flimsy and because I'm poor.
And he's pounding on it.
Exactly. All right. Now, the last one here, and my personal favorite is why are we doing all this for an illness that is 99% survivable? I mean, 1% of the U.S. population is around 3.2 million people. All right, to put that into perspective, of all the wars that the U.S. has fought or been involved in since the Revolutionary War, the total deaths of Americans is only around 1.1 million. So that is 243 years of history and
Wow.
war, 1.1 million Americans dead. They're okay with 3.2 million in a much shorter time period.
Bitches.
You know,
For something
But-
that we can prevent.
exactly. And you know what? You know, I can probably come around to their point. You know, because think of all the revenue we can generate. I mean, we're missing out on a lot right now. So, in conclusion, I hate you all. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tiefels tirade, everybody. Very nice. That was good. That was good. All right. Speaking of those people, let's jump off into a different arena on that. Let's talk about the governor Mike DeWine making a timeline for reopening this damn state. What do you guys think? Well, let me give it to everyone first, and then you guys can jump in if you got a thought on it. Basically, next Monday, which will be a week from today, we're opening up first of all health procedures that don't require an overnight stay can move forward. Dentists and vets will be in the office on May 1st. On May 4th, that's May 1st, so that's this Friday, I think.
Yep.
And
That's Saturday.
And then Monday, manufacturing.
Oh, it's Friday.
Yeah, Friday. And next Monday, a week from today, manufacturing, distribution, and construction can all reopen. And then general offices can reopen as well. Most companies they would like them to keep their people at home if they can, but they can reopen next Monday. Then the Monday after that, which would be May 12th, consumer retail and services, your salons, your restaurants, all that, we're basically back open for business on May 12th. It's kind of like what I told you guys. And look, we're not going to be out of the woods by then, but you couldn't hold off the economy any longer. I think we went about as far as we could go without something else happening. Sugar, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say I told you so because I told you it wasn't gonna be the first.
They told you what?
I told you it wasn't gonna be the first,
Why?
and you said everyone will riot.
No, I didn't say. Actually, I never said it was going to be the first. I said the first is when people are going to start. You won't be able to hold them much past that first week of May because. That's where we're at. I mean, we're not even.
So you
we're
didn't
not even
say
in May
it
yet.
except for saying exactly that.
I think
That's like a Trump excuse.
I think I pretty much laid out what I was saying, but okay. I mean, if I did say
No,
it,
but
it doesn't matter to me.
But no, the important thing is that he is doing it correctly, and he is doing it in the proper steps, the proper sequence. But if not you, then a lot of people on my Facebook thought it was going to be May 1st, restaurants, buffets, everything, like movie theaters, everything. And it's going to be a lot more slow rolling than that, friends.
Well, yeah, but I think over the next 2 weeks, I think he was careful enough and realizing we had to get open, and I think probably the timeline is good. He's got an 85% approval rating with the way he's handled things, and I agree he's done an amazing job. And I just don't think we could have held him much longer than a couple more weeks. Go ahead, Danny.
And if I'm not mistaken, all of these places that are opening are going to have strict guidelines, and they're not going to be you're not going to be able to go and have a full restaurant or movie theater at capacity, as there's still going to be a limited amount of people that's going to be let in them. So I mean, let's see what happens. But I also want to say that I saw Boris Johnson, who, if you don't know who he is, he's the Prime Minister of England, and he's British Trump. And he was talking about how he wants to slowly, but I mean, he's not going to do it immediately because he doesn't want to lose all the progress that we made. And I'm going, holy crap, Boris Johnson is making more sense than a lot of our leaders.
Go ahead, Holly.
And he's also had COVID.
Yeah, so he knows what it is.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead,
Well,
Holly.
Even like for phase one, they're saying you have to have half the capacity for offices and things like that too. But my fear is these numbers that we're seeing, they're not true numbers. We're never going to have true numbers because we're not testing enough people. Like in Ohio, a majority of the tests were given to frontline workers, nursing homes, and prisons. What about the normal everyday people?
I mean, you're right. That's been a big that's been a big problem with. If Trump's going to have problems, it's the testing. That's going to be the big problem. Looking back, go ahead, Denny.
So what happens if in a few weeks we start reopening and then all? sudden there's a major spike.
Well, I think that's what even Governor Cuomo of New York was saying, that, hey, we're going to do this, and we're going to do it in phases, and we may have to pull back. We may have to close the spigot again, but we're going to give it a try. You have to give it. You can't bankrupt the economy. There's people right now that haven't worked for 5 or 6 weeks that's for some reason have fallen under the cracks and haven't got any stimulus. They haven't got any unemployment. They haven't got anything. You got to get back to work. And I've been a guy to stay in, but I'm very happy with the timeline, and then we just got to see what happens from there. Go ahead, Tiefel.
Why not just address the people who have fallen through the cracks? Why rush to get back in when we're still getting new cases every single day? When we have examples from from these stupid protests and from, I think it was Tennessee or Georgia, whenever they opened up restaurants back up and all of a sudden they had the largest one-day spike they ever had of new cases. Why are we risking it? Why do we have to get back to doing stuff instead of just helping people out that aren't able to work right now?
And that's something that I said. If we did a better job on a federal level and on a state level, getting people money for staying home, people would stay home. Look, I'll stay home weeks and weeks and weeks.
Okay, there's no end to this.
Right. But you can't expect there's so many people that have fallen through the cracks. There is no way that you can expect them to stay home any longer with no help on the horizon. So
but why is the answer go back to work instead of address that problem?
Oh, I don't, dude. I'm not in charge. I don't know what you're yelling at me for.
But you're the one advocating, saying we have to do this.
Well, because
I figured you had an answer.
The other isn't going to happen. Right? I mean, it hasn't happened in 5 or 6 weeks. What makes you think it's going to happen in a week? I just don't see it happening. That is the best answer. Is if everyone's getting some sort of stipend, then no one's going to be rushing to get back to work. The people that are rushing to get back to work are the people that have not gotten anything over the last 6 weeks, and everyone's starting to freak out. And I can understand it. Go ahead, Holly.
Well, for one, we've only gotten the stimulus check. Brittany and I have not gotten anything from unemployment. Mm-hmm. And I haven't worked since March. She hasn't worked since March, and we're not rushing back.
Yeah.
Right. Me too.
But like phase one, it should be optional. If you want to come back to work, we'll open up. You can come back. Mm-hmm. But phase 2, okay, we got to start going back.
Right. Go ahead, Jake.
Oh, I just can't wait to get back to work. And when I'm bartending, watching everyone come in gloved up with masks on, like protecting themselves until they get their drink and they go, like,
okay.
What's the point of wearing a mask at that point?
3 drinks in and all social distancing is going out the window. They're going to be licking the bar again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There'll be dumpster hot tub parties.
Yes, I'm ready. You know I'm ready. I don't got to get ready. I stay ready.
Go ahead,
and not wearing condoms later. Andrew, did you? No, not you. I was talking about the people in Jake's bar.
Me too. I wasn't talking about myself either.
But Andrew, you guys, I remember you guys are having issues with the PPP, the payroll protection program. Mm-hmm. Did you see the news today about who had to pay some money back because they shouldn't have, because they applied for it, got it, and probably shouldn't have? Mm-hmm. The Los Angeles Lakers.
No, they did not apply.
The Los Angeles Lakers
wasn't it like 4 point some million?
Yep,
4.3.
Yeah, for their payroll. So
this first one was mismanaged. So
how do they have less than 500?
There's no way that they. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah,
they shouldn't. They're paying it back, but it's like, why would you even
only
apply?
Because they got caught, right? Exactly.
You're the LA Lakers.
Southside Gina, go ahead.
I feel like for the first phase, what they should have done is say everybody that can work at home and that is working at home should stay working at home. Like they shouldn't just say go back to work. And they may have. I honestly didn't listen. I can't watch the news still. I rely on you guys to keep me informed because I cannot do it.
Just to let you know, they did say that. They said
good.
First one was require face coverings. Number 2 was conduct daily health assessments. Number 3, maintain good hygiene. Number 4, clean and sanitize. Number 5, limit capacity and meeting and social distance. And I think it said, and if you can keep your people working at home, then continue to do so. All right, real quick. I got to say hi to some people. Say hi to there was one that I want to definitely say hi to, and if you find more, you jump in, Holly. But there was someone I had to say hi to.
It's the
Ken
Outlaw Outlaw Alliance Clubhouse is tuning in tonight.
Ooh.
Hey, Outlaws.
From Cleveland.
From Cleveland.
Ooh.
Hey.
What's God, I hope we're
And
doing
we've got Jamie Thompson.
Cheryl.
Oh, hi, Jamie.
Hope we're doing
We've got
good
Mama
tonight.
Judy here.
I gotta say,
We've got.
I know
What's
one.
up, Mama?
I gotta say hi real quick to Lori Truman, who I love. She says she's so glad the whole group's back together. She was a huge fan of the shows, and she's always been supportive to me. And the other one I gotta say hi to real quick is Kevin Collins. Kevin has been a friend of mine my whole entire radio career. He was a big wig in the. He now does on the radio side. He's a morning show outside of Chicago, but he's amazing, and he's always been so good to me. At one point, he had a party, so he flew all his friends in for a weekend at his house and a card party. And it's one of the things I remember the most. He's such a cool guy. So thank you, Kevin, for watching over there in Illinois. Do appreciate it.
Hi, Kevin. I want to be your friend.
Yeah. and by the way, he said you're doing the show on Zoom, shake the room. Zoom, shake the room. All right. Anyway, all right. A couple of things I want to get to as far as the COVID-19 stuff. This conspiracy craziness.
Can I check out?
I know. I'm so annoyed right now at people. This one right here, I wanted to bring up. This woman, she was falsely accused of starting the pandemic. Her life has been turned upside down. And this has been perpetuated by the Chinese. She's an American woman. This has been perpetuated by the Chinese government because they are obviously trying to be like, hey, it wasn't us, it was America. So this poor woman, her name is Maatje, I don't know, Maatje Benassi. She's a U.S. Army reservist, mother of two. She's become the target of conspiracy theories who have falsely placed her at the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic, saying she brought the disease to China from here. So they're saying it's American disease. She brought it to China. And the Chinese people are now all these conspiracy websites and stuff, YouTube videos, all these YouTube videos, these YouTube experts and people are watching all these videos. It's so annoying. This poor woman, and this shows how stupid a huge part of this country is, that it's so easy for the government to manipulate America. Russia's shown it now. China has shown it because there's too many dummies out there that will share these memes and will watch these videos and will join these groups. And it just shows how easily manipulated this whole country is. If you're not scared by that they can just throw some crap out there and people aren't going to lap it up while they wear their tinfoil MAGA hats. It's embarrassing and it's unbelievable. Go ahead, Danny.
Well, I was going to say, remember when, the news had put out that the wrong person was the Boston Marathon bomber, like what it did to that person. And it's ridiculous.
Richard Jewell, the Atlanta, but now it's other governments are doing it, and it's spreading so much quicker because of social media.
Well, and the fact that, you'll remember when, I lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sugar.
I absolutely agree. It is so messed up what happened to her. But I wouldn't say that she's a victim of conspiracy theorists. That's a state-run anti-intelligence operation. Like, that's a full-on the power of the Chinese government trying to screw up your life. I don't think that like everyday quote-unquote conspiracy theorists are necessarily to blame in this case.
But they're the ones that are perpetuating it, though. They're putting the meat out there, and the conspiracy theorists are eating it, and that's how it's spreading. I mean, I'm not getting Facebook messages from the Chinese government. I'm getting messages from dumbass down the street.
Frank.
Yes, dumbass Frank down the street. So the governments are using us, and we're complicit. We're just dumb. Go ahead, Tifel.
I was just going to say that it's not necessarily conspiracy theories that is the problem, because conspiracy theories can be fun. But like back in the day, to spread the conspiracy theories, you had to like make a newsletter and pass it around in a 3-block radius and just hope people kept talking about it.
Yeah.
Or you had to go and have your pirate radio station that reached maybe half the city.
Mm-hmm.
You had to get creative in spreading your message. Now all you got to do is just put like spicy memes on Facebook.
Yeah, I know.
Boom.
Yeah, you're right. It's scary, man. Go ahead, Sugar.
Fudge. What was I going
Go
to
ahead,
say?
Danny.
I'll have it in 2 seconds.
Well, I was going to. I remember my train of thought is that remember what happened with the parents in Sandy Hook. You had Alex Jones, a jackass, talking about it's a hoax.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, all these parents who lost their kids are getting these, death threats and you're a crisis actor and all this bullcrap, and they got to relive it all over again. It's not right. And I think, and I told you, like I enjoy listening to conspiracy theories. Like it's fun listening to that. It's fun listening to that train of thought. Mm-hmm. When it starts to be believed and shared and people acting on it, like when someone says it's funny to say there's a pedophile ring in the in this pizza parlor, but then as soon as someone goes in and starts shooting it up,
right,
it's time to pull back.
But here's the problem: is the conspiracy theory came first. Like these people out here, they came first, but the government saw that and they're like, oh my God, we can feed into that, use them to sow chaos in the country. And that's how they're useful idiots is what they've turned them. The governments have turned them into, and any government can do it now. It's just not Russia gave them the blueprint. China knows how to do it now. Everyone knows how to use these useful idiots that already are susceptible to these things, and it's scary, man. It's scary what they can do to with just a few memes and some Facebook pages. Go ahead, Sugar.
I wanted to speak to what you were talking about, it being so easy to share a meme and for conspiracy theories to twist all that. And I agree with you, but I also would think that it's not necessarily just conspiracy theorists. I think that it's human nature to question and to think about things from another perspective. But beyond that, before the information age, you had to take what the news said as fact. If the news said that we have to go to war with Algeria because they sabotaged plant and gunship and whatever, you had to take that, or go to the library, look up Algeria in an encyclopedia, whatever. But now you can click and say, well, maybe that's not the whole story. Maybe we're trying to take over their oil field or whatever it is.
But see, I agree with you 100%. I just don't know if that's good or bad, because there was a known set of facts back then. And now we can watch the same event. Like we can watch Trump say ingest Lysol, and there's people out there that watch the exact same video and say he obviously didn't say that. What's the matter with you? So we can't even agree now because it's been so effed up. We can't even agree on a common set of facts. Where does that take this country? That's the scary part to me. And I don't know the answer. I'm just pointing it out there. That's the way it is. All right. Another thing I want to talk about, by the way, this portion of the show brought to you by Lufka All Naturals. Memorable lights as well. And our good friends at Glick Electrical helping sponsor the show. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. So over the weekend, Colleen and I are watching TV, and she gets a text from her cousin to call her. So her cousin calls her, and he says, hey, man, my fiance cheated on me. Or no, I'm sorry. His fiance's in jail. She's in jail for 15 years, and she's been in about a year and a half.
This story took a hard left.
Yeah, I know. It totally changed.
She's still his fiance?
Yes, they're still together. They're still together. A year and a half she's been in. 15-year sentence. He's freaking out because he cheated on her, and this girl had a baby. So now,
I don't think that's cheating anymore.
Here's the thing.
It's not cheating.
So now the fiance's like, well, I'm gonna leave you. And I told Colleen, where's she gonna go?
Exactly.
Where's she going? I'm gonna leave you. What does that even mean when you're
For
in prison?
Bertha?
I don't know. Tifa, go ahead.
Okay, there's a huge difference between your girlfriend got a great opportunity in New York City, so you're going to be apart for a while, but you can still visit each other and everything, and her getting herself sent to prison for 15 years. That's the breakup. Happened.
That's the breakup?
That's the breakup. That's over. Well, I'm not waiting 15 years for you.
Dickie,
15. You're going to be cheating on me every day. No.
Just raise your family, and when she comes out, she's the stepmom of a 14-year-old.
Go ahead, Holly.
I know Brittany's listening right now, but I'm going to say it right here so I have all these witnesses. She does anything and gets more than 3 years, I'm out.
Oh, so, okay, go ahead. I'm going to let you talk, Danny, and then I'm going to continue. Go ahead.
That's the thing. If I get 15 years, I would expect my fiance to go out. Like, I'm not going to expect, like, there's not enough batteries in the world. Like, come on.
So So it's,
Meanwhile, you're traded for a crate of cigarettes.
Please, baby, go get your like. If I get 15 years, baby, go get your nut. I don't care.
so here's
I'm in
what,
jail.
so here's what, so then I turned to Colleen after she's on the phone with him. So she comes back in it was a text message at first, then it turned into a phone conversation. She comes back in, and I'm like, how long? I mean, I'd expect you to wait for me for 15 years. She goes, what? I'm like, are you kidding right now?
She barely made it 6 months.
Andrew, you're lucky if Colleen waits until after you're booked.
Shut up, Denny. So I told her, I'm like, really? You would not wait for me? She goes, give me a break. She goes, you'd wait for me for 15 years. I said, abso-freaking-lutely, I would.
Yeah, because from your perspective, she's still that much younger than you. like you come out of prison and you still with a woman 15 years younger than you.
Well,
Yeah,
you
and
can
Andrew,
say
she'd be
you can
30 at
say-
most.
Go ahead.
you
Denny.
can say whatever you want now.
Here's
Get that sentence and see what happens.
Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, well, at least lie about it, because it's not happening. It's all fake. So I said, of course I'm going to wait for you 15 years, honey. What are you talking about? Go ahead, Denny.
I mean, is 15 years really out of the realm of possibility for you, Andrew? I mean,
Does he have that long?
Second of all, isn't 15 years pretty much a life sentence for you?
Whoa! Look, this is not turned into a roast, Eddie. This is a conversation. This is not a roast.
Sorry, it's my mentality.
But here's what. But
Always a roast.
None of us are accounting for good
Roast
behavior,
eternal.
So anyway, so we got to the point where Colleen did agree that she would wait 5 years. She said she would wait 5 years.
Ooh.
And then I did get her to apologize because I stayed with 15. I'm like, well, I'm going to wait for you for 15. You're only waiting for me for 5. That's shitty on
Well,
your
now
part.
she knows you were lying. So
She's not
that's
here,
going to be
though.
renewed the whole argument.
Go ahead, Gina.
So, you guys, I got to give you a little insight on Andrew and Colleen because this kind of dumb stuff that they do on a regular basis. One time I was sitting at home minding my business and I get this phone call from Colleen, right? She's got me on speaker. She's like, okay, you have to make a choice right now. I said, what? She said, if me and Andrew split up, who are you picking? I'm like, oh my God, are you guys fighting? Are you okay? What's going on? She's like, no, he's sitting right here. We're fine. These guys, even when they're getting along great, they sit around and have hypothetical conversations about splitting up and then make me hypothetically choose between them.
Oh my God. Go ahead, Jake.
So I think we can all agree that like after 5 years, Colleen's going to have some options. Even after 15, you won't.
Oh, wow. F you guys. F all of you.
I mean, there's just nothing that much attractive about a 62-year-old guy getting out of prison and still living with his mom. So
This coming from the 42-year-old.
Oh,
God.
First of all, in 15 years, Andrew's going to be 97. I don't know what kind of math you're doing.
shut up.
I actually don't know how old he is now.
I'm
Old.
As I told you, I'm 38. Colleen is 42. We go by Cedar Point age because that's what people are actually seeing. So I've told the story. I said she was so pissed. Went to Cedar Point, did the guess your age. They guessed her at they guessed me at 38, and they guessed her at 42.
I can only imagine you said something stupid right before they were supposed to guess her age, so she just got this scowl on her face, and it threw them off.
Did that employee have to get walked to their car at the end of the shift?
Right, you know, Colleen. All right, so Gina, I know you want to talk about some stuff tonight. Let's talk about some beauty stuff. You were saying, what were you saying?
Oh my God, this is so exciting.
What?
And it's so, Denny, you're going to want to tune out, honey. I love you, but I already know that you're about to.
All right, I'm just going to mute
lose your
myself.
shit.
No, see.
Denny hates feet. For those that don't know, Denny hates feet.
Really?
Like,
I'm out.
Me too.
yeah, he hates them. So I'm really sorry, but I got to talk about this.
Okay.
So like a year
They're
ago,
gross.
well, this is even grosser. But a year ago, and we can't get pedicures right now, so that kind of sucks.
I know.
But I had bought these like foot masks that you're supposed to put on, and they're supposed to make the dead skin peel off your foot like a snake. Have you seen those?
Yeah, I've seen them.
Okay,
I'm so glad I've eaten already.
I didn't do them. I've had it for like a year, and I am like, well, what else am I doing? Like, I have nothing else to do because you got to like soak your feet for an hour, and it's kind of a process. So I was sitting here one day. I'm like, you know what? I don't have any excuse to not do these stupid things now. So I tried it. And so then you soak your feet every night for 3 nights for an hour. So I'm like, oh, I can get used to this. I'm digging it. Right. But nothing was happening. So I'm like, okay,
well, of course
nothing's
not.
happening.
Look how big you are. Those feet have got so much callus on them from carrying that body. It's going to take more than 3 hours over 3 days.
Oh my God.
Well, the thing is that then you would think, because it's a lot of dead skin.
Yes.
You know, it's like elephant thick skin on my feet. It's gross. So you can't
say again how you're never going to get married.
You can't offend me. Oh no, Dubs loves me. He doesn't care.
I'm sweating and my palms are clammy because this is so gross.
Oh, it gets so much worse. You guys don't even know. This is like, you might want to tune out. This is awful. I mean, to me, it was awesome. So, anyways,
whose idea was this?
I don't know.
Mine. Because I have to talk about this.
All right.
So anyways, I'm like, nothing happened. This stuff's stupid. So I was never going to talk about it because it was a waste. So then I'm like, my feet feel kind of itchy. The other day they felt kind of like tight and like itchy, almost like I was having an allergic reaction.
Did your heel come off?
What is going on? So I like took my sock off. Guys,
no.
Like big giant flakes. It was just falling off of my foot. Like
she had trench foot.
So I have pictures. If you want to see them, you have to inbox.
No, we're good. We're good.
Not you guys. Shh, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to listeners.
No one wants to see that.
Sugar left. If you want to see them, you have to inbox the show, and I will send you the pictures of how gross this is.
Why are you involving us in this?
I know.
The peeling, because
the viewers are not happy. They're saying they just ate. Keep it going.
That's my friend Jason. He wants to hear it because he's a weirdo like me. So anyways, listen, because I'm telling, because people that like to take care of their feet might want to try this.
Sorry, Sugar, she's still talking.
So all of this
about feet peeling.
Yeah.
So all of this stuff comes off, and it's been doing that for like 2 days, but now it's almost all completely gone, and my feet are like baby ass smooth and beautiful. I'm not kidding. It looks like I paid $150 for a pedicure, you guys. It is amazing. I mean, it's not all gone yet. Like there's still some, gross stuff happening. But when it's gone, it's going to be, my feet are amazing.
Go ahead,
Jake. Everybody should do this. I'm so excited. You have to try this.
Go ahead, Jake.
See, Georgia wants to try it.
I think when you lose a foot, it's supposed to be the diabetes, not the
the beatus, the sugar.
I don't eat sugars anymore.
Oh, I'm sweating. I'm sweating because I was so grossed out and panicking.
Oh, go ahead, Danny.
First of all, it doesn't matter what you do. There's no such thing as a cute foot or pretty foot or smooth foot. There's no, they don't exist. Beyonce, the goddess herself, does not have pretty feet.
Holly Brittany says she needs this stuff.
What's it called? What's it called? People
well,
know.
She can come over to your house and you guys can do the foot thing together.
It's called back foot.
I got it. I don't remember because I bought it like a year ago, but I'll find it. I'll find some and post.
Can we talk about
the link to it?
Well, let's talk about literally anything else.
Okay, we will.
Wait, how is it in this large of a group?
Look at our listeners are loving this, you guys. So you guys they're loving it.
How is it in this large of a group of people we don't have at least one foot fetishist?
It's not a,
like seriously, everyone's
maybe it's Gina. Maybe it's Gina herself.
I don't know.
Do you take care of your feet, Tifa? Like nobody here does that. Nobody gets pedicures. Not you, Jenny. I already know you don't.
I do, and I pay a nice Asian woman to do it, and I'm not.
But we can't do that right now.
Racist.
Girl, bye.
All right, go ahead, Denny.
He can't even talk.
Poor Denny. Oh, I'm so sorry.
All right, let me.
I was going to. Can we just talk about Dean King and spandex again or something?
Hold on. I actually have a phone call coming in. Sugar, you want to introduce our phone call?
Yes. His name is George Thompson, and he is a pillar of our community. He owns George's on Adams Street, and he does
George.
Amazing. Yes, it's so fun. He does amazing charitable things for the city, and he's an all-around great guy.
Yeah, part of course, the booming Adams Street, which is really over the last few years just become the place one of the places downtown to go. George, hello, good. How are you doing, George?
I'm good, just soaking my feet.
Cut him off. Cut him off.
All right, George. George, we wanted to have you on. First of all, Obviously you've been closed at Georgie's 419 for about 5 or 6 weeks now. What's that been like for you? Just kind of take us through as a business owner, like that's having to go through this.
Honestly, it's been rough, but on the other hand, we've taken advantage of this time to redo George's. The floors, the bar, painting, moving things around, adding things. So for that part, it was good. But the other part is not seeing friends and family, and that part has been rough.
George, so what do you think about the Governor DeWine's rollout of kind of the slow rolling of opening the state up? It's going to do manufacturing first, and then finally around May 12th is when establishments, I think like yours, will open. Or are you comfortable with the May 12th? Do you think you're going to open on May 12th? What are your thoughts on the timeline? Just kind of give us a little thought on what Governor DeWine announced today.
Honestly, I think they're going to review it at that point. They're going to roll out. I believe that my thought is going to be the first part of June, and I'm okay with that.
Okay.
It's about the health of everyone, our customers, our family, the staff. Mm-hmm. We've been blessed so many times over. Our staff is awesome. Our customers are awesome. Toledo's awesome.
Yeah.
We've had great support, and we just want it to be safe for everyone that stops in.
So in your mind, because you don't have to open May 12th, in your mind, you're looking more towards the first week of June, and then you think that as long as, which is actually, if you can do it as a business owner, to me, that seems smarter because you're going to be able to monitor after business kind of opens, is the curve going up? Are more cases? You're going to be able to evaluate and not have been part of the problem. God forbid it gets worse. You were able to step back and wait for everyone else to kind of jump off the bridge before you. Do you agree with that?
Honestly, I think if they say, hey guys, you guys can open the door, the 12th, we're going to be prepared.
Okay.
In safe distance. There's a lot of things we're putting in position right now to make sure that it's a safe place for those that are visiting George's.
Well, now, but here's the problem. If you've got Sugar in there, she's so big, there's no...
Yeah. Oh, you son of a bitch!
She's the only
That's a special section.
Okay, I got my own sugar section, okay? Y'all don't have to sit by me.
That's
it's
right.
okay.
Do you have to socially distance yourself in a dumpster?
Go ahead, Denny.
I was going to say, isn't Sugar a special section outside by the dumpster?
Your secret's out.
Yeah, we've heard that she likes to hang out at the dumpster over there at George's 419.
I know.
I love
my
George.
back office.
By the way,
We have photographic evidence.
oh yeah.
Well, George,
he loves sliding behind my truck too.
Oh my God, yes! When it was snowing, drunken Sugar at 3 a.m. got on a sled hitched to George's truck. And I went on a little ride. It went on a ride through the neighborhood. I died twice. It was so fun, though.
Sugar, you naughty little minx.
He's an Adam Fleet sweater.
Ah.
All right, well, George, thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate. I wanted to get a perspective from you on what your thoughts were, and of course, we love George's 419. And when you reopen, we will be there. Sugar will definitely be there on stage and tearing the place up. We'll all come out and see you. Thank you, George.
Thank you, and be safe.
Thank you, sir. There it is.
Thank you, George. I love you.
George from George's 419, letting us know his thought from a retail business owner establishment perspective. All right, we still got a few minutes left. Denny, what is up with your girl eating pizza with a fork? What is that all about?
My fiance, it's like I might be single soon if she keeps this up. I don't know.
I do that too.
You do that
What?
too, Gina?
The only pizza that's acceptable of eating with a knife and fork is Chicago style deep dish.
Yeah, like
everything
Pizza
else you eat with your hands.
Go ahead, Tifel.
I was just going to say, if you really want to break her, I would just remind her that that's the exact way Trump eats his pizza. Like on.
It's true.
Speaking of pizza, we are still open for carry out for pizza at George's, as he just messaged me and reminded me.
Okay, cool. Holly, go ahead.
Well, since I'm fat, sometimes I heat my food up too hot, and you can't just pick up the pizza, so you got to cut it. Right?
I don't want to get my
point of order. Point of order. You're fat?
Yeah.
You don't look
like since when?
Yeah.
I'm a fairly large woman.
I think there's a big difference between fairly large and fat.
Yeah.
You probably weigh the least on this whole show, Holly.
All right, real quick, I did want to bring this up. Breaking celebrity news over the weekend. Kristen Cavallari, if you guys were fans of The Hills, which I loved The Hills. Oh, my God. Kristen Cavallari.
Were they alive?
Yes. And
with music.
Jay Cutler, former NFL quarterback. I think he was for the Bears, I think. But
he was for the Bears.
Go ahead, Denny.
I was going to say he quit on his marriage just like he quit on the Bears about 5 years ago.
Oh my God!
So
it was the Bears Broncos, and he spent a little bit of time with the Dolphins as well.
Well, there was some talk that
he just loves losing relationships.
Their divorce is going to be amicable after all this, but the Laguna Beach alum is accusing the former NFL quarterback of inappropriate marital conduct, according to multiple reports.
Oh, my God.
Cavallari's 33, Jay Cutler's 36. They shocked fans with that breaking up news, revealing Sunday, quote, we've come to a long conclusion to get a divorce. We've been together. The couple's been together for a decade, married for 7 years. They have 3 children: son Camden 7, Jackson 5, and daughter Sailor is 4. Quote, we have nothing but love and respect for one another and are deeply grateful for the years shared, memories made, and the children we are so proud of, Cavallari wrote in an Instagram. Go ahead, Denny.
90% of celebrity men have cheated. Period. And second of all, like unless you're like a really good person, like a Russell Wilson or like a John Legend, I don't believe those guys have cheated. But like if you like, but there's nothing about Jay Cutler that doesn't scream I'm a complete scumbag.
Right.
and so I mean, of course he's been cheating on her since before they got together.
You are probably right, Denny. Tifo, go ahead.
I love the detailed reporting. Inappropriate marriage conduct. That can cover everything from not putting the seat down on a regular basis to a coke-filled weekend with hookers. Like, what are we doing here?
It was definitely closer to the latter.
Sugar, go ahead.
I just want to say that I am as interested in talking about Kristen Cavallari's life as I am about Gina's foot peel.
What?
I don't know this hoe. I'm not excited by this little Laguna Beach pumpkin.
You never watched
that?
I watched it and I didn't like it.
Laguna Beach first, and then The Hills, and then they're on her and Jay Cutler on a show. I guess I didn't know this called Very Cavallari.
Yep.
Okay.
Creative.
It says, let's see, the quote, the wife should show onto the court that the husband is guilty of such inappropriate material conduct as renders further cohabitation unsafe and improper. Wow.
Maybe he was eating pizza with a knife and fork.
That's what
Ashley,
that's what
if you're listening.
That's what the documents say. Cavallari is also seeking a primary physical custody of their 3 children, and that Cutler can have visitation.
Well, that sounds generous.
It says any misconduct alleged or implied against her in the complaint for divorce was in response and or as a result of misconduct on behalf of the husband. So anything that says about her, it's all because he did it. Is basically what you're saying.
He did something. She was just responding.
Yes, exactly. Go ahead, Denny.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Maybe that was what it was. He was eating pizza with a knife and fork.
Right, Jake. Go ahead.
Fiance is listening.
Team Ashley. Team Ashley.
He's really trying
Right
to
there.
get. He's really trying to get that word out there to her. Go ahead, Jake.
They were also in an episode of The League where the premise of the show was the stars of the league were trying to steal their breast milk for their baby because they wanted him to be a Super
They were
Bowl
in the same
quarterback.
Mommy and Me class.
Yeah.
Wait, this wasn't a reality show. Was this like a scripted show?
Yeah,
The League.
The League.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, and they stole their breast milk.
The last quarterback I'm going to want's DNA in my baby is Jay Cutler's.
God. Jesus Christ.
All right. So there you go. Anyone got any final thoughts before we wrap up for the day? Final thoughts going once.
I got.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Tifo.
Gina's feet are nasty. That's pretty much it.
My feet are not nasty. They needed a
They were
pedicure, and now they
nasty.
don't. They are
All
not
feet,
nasty.
all feet are nasty. Even your current ones, your old ones, your
My
current ones. All
feet
feet.
matter.
Gina's feet matter. Go ahead, Jake.
I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna make a pizza and I'm gonna eat it with a fork and a knife.
Yes.
We're over.
We're done.
Okay.
We're done. Nikki.
I hate that more because you said it out of order. All right.
All right, for Chris Tiefel,
Yo.
producer Holly, Jake Dickey, Denny Crum, Southside Gina, Sugar Vermont, I'm Andrew Z. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.